James Jimmy Bulger was the kind of man neighbors nodded at with genuine warmth. He carried himself with polite confidence, welcoming, trustworthy. But behind that affable facade lay a meticulously constructed web of deceit. Over at the local community center, he was seen chatting with elders, listening empathetically, offering financial advice. No one guessed these conversations were the prelude to a devastating betrayal. Over a span of more than 2 years, Bulger targeted a single, lonely elderly man. He portrayed himself as a friend and a financial savior. Through flattery, elaborate promises, and subtle manipulation, Bulger convinced his victim to reinvest profits. All the while, he was simply handing back the victim's own money, repackaged, shifted, siphoned away. By the time the deception unraveled, approximately $8.4 million had vanished, money that should have secured the man's twilight years. Instead, it bought Bulger luxury vehicles, designer indulgences, and an opulent 8,000-square-foot mansion built entirely with stolen trust. It took a 6-day trial to expose the full extent of Bulger's scheme. His demeanor remained calm on the stand, but the courtroom buzzed with outrage. Evidence detailed how he had preyed on vulnerability with calculated precision, thinly veiled Ponzi tactics woven into a false friendship, and when cornered, Bulger didn't collapse. Instead, he attempted to shatter the case itself, offering his victim $1 million to abandon the criminal proceedings. The real betrayal came into stark relief when details emerged. This wasn't momentary lapse or a crime of opportunity. It was cold, calculated exploitation, a long game pursued with predatory patience. Investigators uncovered that beyond the financial fraud, Bulger hunted for emotional access. He inserted himself into the vulnerable man's life, orchestrating emotional dependency before switching the knife blades of trust to theft. The victim hadn't merely lost money. He lost the solace of companionship in his final years. The verdict came, guilty on all counts. First-degree theft by deception, aggravated theft by deception, and first-degree financial exploitation of the elderly. A rare measure of justice for a crime built on calculated betrayal. But even as justice was served, the emotional wreckage remained. In the aftermath, the victim's world was hollowed by more than just financial loss. It was the erasure of trust itself. The man had welcomed a friend into his isolation, only to find solace replaced with theft. Meanwhile, the community reeled. Whispers turned to cautious glances. Neighbors questioned how easily someone could manipulate goodwill. Elderly support groups formed. Banks and legal advocates organized awareness workshops. It became a painful lesson in how empathy can be weaponized and trust repaid with ruin. James Jimmy Bulger befriended an elderly man and gained his trust under the guise of offering financial help. Over 2 years, he stole about $8.4 million, using it to fund a lavish lifestyle while keeping his victim in the dark. The crime unraveled when evidence showed he ran a calculated deception and even tried to bribe the victim to drop charges. A jury convicted him on theft, deception, and elder exploitation charges after a detailed trial. Although justice was served, the victim was left emotionally shattered, having lost both his savings and a trusted friend.